Okay, this is a reply video to Luke, whatever, 12,000, on the subject again of his anarcho philosophy thing, whatever it is. This is my second try at this video. Last one I got a little bit too intense, you know, so I'm a little calmer now, so maybe I can deal with this bullshit. One of your major criticisms was that I made some mistake on the insurance company issue, you know, and no, I didn't make any mistake. I quoted your fucking idiot guru. Okay, so listen to your videos you pointed to. And the guy clearly points out that if there's a polluter down the street and you're a community, the only way you're going to be able to practically get insurance for that against the pollution that guy might make is as if the whole community buys the insurance. Because if only one of you buy it, the insurance company wouldn't be making enough money to justify them monitoring what the polluting company might be doing. So the only way to have enough money to regulate, or to have your mob regulate the polluters, is that everybody has to buy the insurance so the insurance company can make enough money to justify the work it's going to have to do to protect you from getting polluted. You stupid fuck. So it's your own guru who says that, not me. It's not my interpretation. It's his fucking interpretation. Stupid shit. I'm sorry. Yes, I guess I didn't get all my anger out yet. You know, you just keep talking about what the government is. It's this kind of mentality, that kind of mentality. No, the government has a regulating mentality. That's the mentality. The mentality is that you pass laws to protect people from being abused. You try to create fairness. That's what this whole thing is about. And for you to malign everything the government does, it's just bullshit. Just bullshit. Alright, the other point you made about how much money one of these mobs would have to have, I mean, no, whatever you call them, I can't remember the acronym, but anyway, there would just be mobs. They would just be little mafias, and everybody's going to pick the mafia that breaks the rules, because that mafia is going to have the best prices. If I'm going to join a club, yeah, I'm going to join the club that's going to kick fucking ass. I'm not going to join the club of little wimpy assholes who say, well, we're not going to do anything illegal. We're only going to prosecute if necessary. And no, I'm going to join the mob that's going to kick somebody of the other guy's asses. All right, it's going to say, well, you know, do what you have to do, get the job done, give me the best fucking price. And that's the same mob everybody's going to join. Everybody's going to join the shittiest mob possible in terms of its ethics. So it's just bullshit. No, that's all we would have. It's just a bunch of, it would just be mob rule in the real sense of the word, and that there'd just be a bunch of, everybody just join your favorite mafia, and you know, that's how business would be done. And it's bullshit. And like I said, inevitably there's only going to be one mob, and it's going to be called the empire. The monarchy, whatever you want to call it, but that's what it's going to be. It'll be the ruling class of 0.0001% of the population, and everybody else will be a renter and a peasant to that emperor. And we can see it already. I mean, we have all this onerous, horrible government, and we have these things called billionaires. There's a few of them out there, you know, maybe 100, maybe more now. And they have preposterous wealth. They can buy entire states. They have so much fucking money. I mean, I think statistically, Bill Gates alone, his total wealth exceeds the entire wealth owned by every black in America. I mean, it's just a preposterous amount of money. And that would only be accelerated. And so, of course, you can just see the logic here. What would stop Bill Gates from buying up every fucking piece of real estate in the world? You talk about this right to private property. You wouldn't have any right to private property because somebody else would own it. And then you'd have to rent it forever. Because, of course, you don't... Well, we'll get to this other... We'll get to the inheritance thing later. Let's just see if there's anything else I have to cover. Yeah, you're just all rhetoric. You're just all this talk, this simplistic mush. I mean, the model... You have no model. You have no way to illustrate exactly how this could ever play out. And I have the historical model. Because as we know, the kings and queens, they didn't just grow out of the ground. They didn't just one day, oh, there's kings and queens. No, they grew out of the very kind of system you're advocating, the anarchy you're advocating. That's what it grew out of. Power consolidated, and it consolidated, and it consolidated, and consolidated, and consolidated, and then it became empires. And then the empires decided, well, I don't like that other empire, and so I'm going to try to take him over too. And so then I'm going to get my peasants and put pitchforks in their hand and force them to go fight the peasants in that guy's empire and kill each other. So just because I'm going to play the empire game. And the peasants always got stuck left in the middle. They were either getting conquered or they were getting exploited. And that's the world you're advocating. And apparently you don't mind advocating it, because apparently you think you're going to somehow end up on top. And I think you're going to be one of the first to go, tell you the truth. You're pretty irritating. You know, in a world where the rule of law doesn't mean too much, people like you could disappear just like that. Yeah, and the whole capitalism is some sort of, in your opinion, some sort of dream mechanism that automatically produces the best product. Well, first thing I'd say is, what authority is going to protect this capitalism? What authority is going to impose copyright law and protect intellectual property? Okay, but that's going to be it's going to have a lot of integrity. You can't be fucking with that system, but that's got to do it right, or the whole thing falls apart. And then the second point I would make is that capitalism doesn't do anything in a straight line. It creates all kinds of crooked lines, and it's called marketing. And you can see that on the internet. The whole internet is run on bullshit. You know, 90% of it is bullshit. Lies, spam, just nonsense all over the place. No efficiency in it at all. Huge billions and billions of dollars wasted on lying bullshit. And that's all your capitalism breeds, is liars and cheats, and they will cut every corner to make a buck. And it really has nothing to do with making better products and all this other bullshit. It's all pie in the sky nonsense. The reason why they do anything right ever usually is because there's some regulatory authority that requires them to do it right, not to cut corners, not to cheat. And they will cheat to pieces without law. They will hire children, they will exploit workers, they will use them up like garbage, they will poison them, and they will kill them. And everybody knows it. Everybody who has any understanding of history knows that's the way it goes. That's the mission of the capitalist empire, is to exploit. Alright, so what else? Is anything else? I guess not. So now I can go on my tirade now. Well, yeah, just the whole thing of calling democracy mob. Yeah, you know, this mob rule thing is it's a nice rhetoric, but it's an insult to everything a lot of people died for. And they were fighting exactly the thing that you want to put back in power again, which is the monarchy. And we came up with this idea that people can rule themselves, that we, the people, can do that. And your objection to it is simple. You don't have the intellectual capacity to make your beliefs everyone else's beliefs, and because of that failure, that's what it is, a failure, you think something other than democracy should rule. And that's just bullshit. Alright, democracy is the best way to go. It's the only civilized way to go. It's the only reliable way to go. And if we fail, I mean, I'm not doing a great job getting people to understand my point of view either, but the failure's mine. If I can't make the argument understood by other people, then that's my fucking fault. And I gotta take responsibility for it. And I'm not gonna destroy democracy because democracy isn't doing what I fucking want it to. That's just bullshit. So anyway, alright, so then we'll get to the important one. Your attitude, your rhetoric regarding welfare. You know, at first you don't define what this welfare is. Does that include the disabled? Does that include people that live to be 103 years old and only financially plan to be 95 years old? So that include the mentally ill? I mean, who do you give you cut any slack to anyone in terms of their ability to perform? What if they're retarded? Should they just beg on the street with the pencils? Is that it? And especially in the context of your philosophy, which is unlimited inheritance. I mean, that would certainly have said there would be no organization that would certainly see to taking away inheritance. So inheritance to me is about as corrupt as you can get. There's not a better word for welfare than inheritance. So that's all it is. You fall out of the right pussy, you're somebody. You fall out of the wrong pussy, you're nobody. And you call that a fair fight. I mean, it's ludicrous even thinking about it. And then when you put it into the context of any kind of race or competition, you call it a competition. That's what you use, the word competition. Well, what fucking competition is it if we have, you know, 9 horses in the race and we let 3 of them, you know, go a third of the way down the track, and then we let 2 of them go halfway down the track to start, and then we have 2 of them are already across the fucking finish line. And so what fucking race is it for those last 2 or 3 horses? There's no fucking race. There's no competition. They might as well go fucking home. There's no point in running the race. Because they're out of the race. They're done. They're finished. And that's all you're advocating.